Actually, we're getting a bit of a lesson on the impotence of some political power, royal, democratic or otherwise, as the organisational details of next week's royal funeral play out. For example, the invited guests, including government leaders, have been asked to arrive by commercial flights where possible to simplify the logistics. But our own Prime Minister, for one, won't be complying. Anthony Albanese will fly over in a Royal Australian Air Force VIP jet. No doubt plenty more will do the same. It might even rile the new monarch, with King Charles III, of course, a long-time climate alarmist and emissions reduction virtue signaller. The dignitaries have also been asked to streamline the event by not using limousines and instead joining special buses to take them to Westminster Abbey on the day of the funeral. And no doubt most of them will comply with that request. But US President Joe Biden has already been given an exception. As usual, he'll be taking his Beast, the so-called special armour-plated presidential vehicle used by the Commander-in-Chief in the US, and Biden will be driven to the funeral in that Beast. No bussing it in for the leader of the free world. Meanwhile, back here, it's been announced that the head side of our coins will change next year from the Queen to the King. And the Assistant Minister in charge of all this couldn't resist sharing some more exciting news.
Every time the monarch changes, then the direction in which they face changes. So Queen Elizabeth, as people will see from their coins, currently faces to the right, and King Charles will face to the left. It is an extraordinary change for Australia.
Extraordinary indeed, eh? Small things, I guess. Now, apparently, they're all fussing over whether the image of the late Queen will still appear on our $5 notes, or whether it should be King Charles III to replace her on the $5 note, or someone else. Someone suggested maybe an Australian. But I tell you what, Republican or not, Republican like me or not, if anyone out there has a problem with the Queen's image on their $5 notes, just bung them in an envelope and post them to me. I'll be happy to take them. And speaking of Republicans, I mentioned last night how the Australian Republic movement and Chair Peter Fitzsimons had disgraced themselves by pushing their political cause within hours of the Queen's death. Well, now they seem to have realised their error. They tweeted this morning that they are pausing all campaigning during the mourning period for Queen Elizabeth II, and they are directing people to their website. Talk about agility, hey? They disgraced themselves on Friday morning, and it's only taken them 5 days to recognise that a bit of dignity and respect wouldn't go astray.